implemented in the Tigray region.
Okay, so my next question for you is why the Tigray region?
Well, specifically the Tigray region because, well, as it was already established, there are many varying rainfall quantities all over Ethiopia, and they suffer not so much that it doesn't rain ever, but that it's a very, it varies a lot in degree, and especially when you go up to the north in Tigray region and around Afar, they have a lot of variability, so they can't really count on the rain at all. And so when they miss some of the belt rainfalls, which is the smaller rainfalls, it causes a lot of drought, and the Tigray region specifically is very prone to that. So they have a higher frequency of droughts than in other areas of Ethiopia.
And going back to the WISP project, what exactly are your initiatives and some goals, whether it be short-term or long-term, for the project in the Tigray region?
Well, when the project was first implemented, our goal was not to just go in there and set up a facility and walk away. It was more to create an effect that would be more long-lasting. So we decided on implementing a mentoring program where Canadian experts would help to increase the expert capability of the programs already in the Tigray region. So we would go in there and educate them on things like soil agronomy, hydrology, informatics, and we would provide them with these expertise so that they could continue on in becoming food self-sufficient.
Despite the fact that you've had a prolonged stay in the region, do you feel that this shows that your method is ineffective, or in fact that just more effort's needed, or what is it that it's saying, the fact that you are in here longer than you originally planned?
Just because our stay is prolonged by a little bit, it doesn't necessarily suggest that our methods are ineffective. It does suggest, however, that perhaps the rest of the world isn't providing enough help in a place that needs it. And I think that what CETA is doing and what WISP is doing is, just putting themselves out there, helping in the way that they can, in the way that they think is most effective. And I think it's really up to the rest of the world as well to step up their game.
So other than the international aid that has been put forth by yourselves and other nations, how has the Tigray region and Ethiopia as a local venue done to end this famine?
WIST isn't just working by themselves. What we have done is we have partnered up with the Commission for Sustainable Agriculture and Environmental Rehabilitation of Tigray, which was set up, I know it's a long name.
That's pretty long, but...
Which was set up by the Tigray regional government, and what we're doing is we're helping them to kind of bring them up on their feet and so that they can do what they set out to do. We're there to aid them to aid themselves.
So this commission, what was it?
It's CERTA. CERT, sorry.
So CERT, they are the ones who you're mentoring when you discuss what's mentoring. They're the ones who you're mentoring in order to help.
Yes, exactly. We're providing them with expertise of Canadian experts, specifically from a Saskatchewan-based company.
Oh, because they're with the drug.
Yes,
so
they have experience in
with the
drought water projects. Yes.
Okay. Where do you see it in 10 years?
I wouldn't say that for sure we're going to help. There's going to be no more droughts. I would say that's almost impossible, judging by just the climate patterns in Ethiopia and the way that everything is set up, the rainfall patterns and such. But I do think that with effort and with perseverance, we can help them to really just, when a drought does occur, that it won't be as devastating as such in 1984 or in the year 2000 or as is almost about to happen now. I think we can help them to suppress the consequences of a drought, but not necessarily say there will be no more droughts. I don't.
Well, you can't control droughts, but you can control how they're handled.
Exactly. It's not so much never having a drought, it's that when you do, how do you handle it? How quick can you get the aid?
Okay, so long term, you have a set goal, you know where you want to go with it. How about short term? Do you feel that your demands short term are being met, or do you feel that more effort needs to be put in place?
I think that WISP's all the goals are more long term rather than like short term goals. I think it's more about in the long run we're going to help these people to help themselves so it can go on forever. You know, that's the long term goal, is to continue the effort and continue this enthusiasm, continue the everything that we're doing is a continuous effort for the future and not just small projects to get to the one goal. It's one goal that we all reach together in the long run.
In the future.
Yes.
Would you say that the awareness and the raising of money to fund the project is better or worse than in the early 80s where you were trying to raise awareness but the Western world seemed so reserved? Is it better or worse than the situation back then?
For sure it's better, for sure. In the 80s it was the beginning of the advertising, the beginning of the awareness where people sort of open their eyes and they're like, hey, there is something going on there. But I think now it's more generally accepted by the West that it's necessary to help. There's no other way. We can't just let them do it on their own.
Do you feel that you've been doing a sufficient job in bringing it to people, like bringing it to specific people, not just a community? Do you feel that you're touching more people?
Yes, I think definitely through just technology, really. You know, things are becoming more available to people. The internet, TV, everything is collectively helping so that people can have access to all kinds of information and all kinds of ways where they can contribute. And I think just even someone who's not necessarily in the government or doesn't have a high-paying job can do their part. You know, it's available so that everybody can do something.
Okay, so then do you feel that at an international level cooperation is building so that things are getting better?
Yes, I think that more and more now programs that have been implemented are working together, and sharing information together as well is very important. And they're working together and combining, like I know that we work with the World Food Program.
UNICEF.
Yes, all these are all working together really on different areas perhaps, but we're all working to
reach a long-term goal of sustainable development.
Exactly.
For all nations.
Food self-sufficiency for these nations that, you know, have not been
are going through a developing time. Okay, on a final note, for our viewers who are watching this show and are interested, what can they do to help?
My own personal philosophy is that once you have awareness, then you have the people that want to act upon this new knowledge that they have. And so for me, spreading the awareness is definitely the first step and the most important foundation for what to do next. And just for any viewers that are interested, the site is www.acdi-cida.gc.ca. So if you're interested in going there, we have lots of information provided, things that you can do at home, some strategies if they're interested, and I think that just by doing that, you're taking the first step to, you know, a better world, and just you're taking the first step to help others, and I think that's really the most important thing.
Well, that was really inspiring. I want to thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
It was wonderful having you. Drop by again sometime.
For sure.
Alright, so there you have it. There are many things you can do. Our own website, www.canadaroundtheworld.ca, has added a link to CIDA's own website. You can check it out and see if there's anything you'd like to get interested in. Special thanks to Cheryl Carnegie for appearing on our show. Join us next week where we will be taking a look at Korea. And for all of us here at Canada Around the World, I'm James Ford. Have a good night.
You've been so good to me. You know you make me wanna